Sort of payback.
Welcome to Tales from the Flipside, as we bring you another episode of Dealer Flipside. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. We got 15 people joining us right off the bat, which is always a good sign. We got a full house tonight, which I'm excited about. And let's introduce everyone. Let's start with Steve. How's it going?
I'm just trying to figure out if I'm feeling iconic or not iconic. So, well, maybe by the end of the show.
Right.
What's up, Ron?
What's going on, everybody? We're going to have a good little fun tonight. Talk some art. No money, just art.
Hey, it's Phil with Vintage Comics and Toys. Just fresh from New York Comic Con with Samson, my comic journey.
What up, Phil? Oh, he paused. I'm Samson, my comic journey. Shout out to Steve for bringing the show live. Super excited. Hopefully it's gonna be fun. And shout out to my girlfriend. I love you, 3000. We work hard and we play hard. I see Joe. All right.
What's up, guys? This is Red Hood Comic. I'm seeing if I could drink a bang at like 8 o'clock at night and still be able to go to sleep. So I'll let you know how it goes next week. Right, go to sleep like this with
What's happening, Sean? Big Leg. As soon as this is over, I'm running Whatnot. I got good books tonight. That's a giveaway. That's a dollar auction. That's a dollar auction.
Wow.
Ooh, I hope you're
yeah,
that.
Sean, what are we doing here? Like,
When are you gonna sell those? I keep on seeing them.
Yeah, this is cutting into my Whatnot time. Come on.
Hey,
Yeah.
Can we bid on Sean's stuff right
I
now?
know.
What are we waiting on?
When are you gonna sell them, Sean?
You can pre-bid. These are all going for $1 tonight, except this one. That one's getting for free.
So hold on, I'm pre-bidding, dude. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Yeah, I might have to pre-bid on that Clone Wars. I need a copy still.
Oh, you're gonna start a riot up here, Sean.
There were some pre-bids. That's cool. I have slabs for sale too. They're behind me. But
Nice.
yeah, go for it.
Nice.
So, that's what I'm doing after this. The all comic book all day.
Bro,
Nice.
let me tell you. So Sean sends book like immaculate shipping. My mailman even said, "Damn, this is a nice package."
You talked to your mailman, Joe?
Are you sure he was
I
talking
talked
about
to
your
my
comic?
mailman. My mailman is pretty cool, bro. Because
I got a mail woman. She's cool
he puts
too.
the books where they ain't no porch pirates can see my books, man.
Oh, nice. My
Joe, are
mail
you sure he
woman
was
puts a
talking about
happy
your
face.
comic?
Yeah, right. Hey, nice package. What's up, thanks, bro?
Let's see. So, as you may have found out, that we are going to change it up a bit this week. Instead of doing our typical show, where I'm wearing a suit and everything, we're gonna play a fun little game that Steve came up with. Steve, do you want to explain how iconic or not iconic works?
Sure. Well, I know we tend to overuse that phrase, and it was brought to our attention by a commenter a couple months ago, and I wish I could remember his name, but we need him on the show if we do another iconic or not iconic. But Mel was like, I know that dude. He's a cool dude, and Mel was like throwing out, yeah, you could use some synonyms and things like that, and I'm like, you know what? We need to take the constructive criticism, and we need to, kind of tongue in cheek, but also as maybe sort of an intellectual exercise, really put some thought into, what makes a book iconic or not iconic. Is it subjective, or is there really a list of 30 books that are iconic that we don't know about? So Aaron's going to present books, and we're going to hold up signs, and instead of Dealer Flipside, it's going to be iconic or not iconic.
Yeah, and then I kind of want to keep the discussion like kind of an open roundtable, so I'm not going to pick on people to discuss the book. So, and then we don't all have to hold up the signs at the same time. You can just hold up your sign whenever you're ready, if it's iconic or not iconic. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get started because I think I have 26 books listed. So maybe all 30 are iconic, or maybe they're not. So yeah, we'll have to change Rob's mind if we think they're iconic.
Wow. This also, real quick, this is a cool way to do it just because so many people argue, like, especially back in the day, what to key, what's not. You know, I don't know about, you know, some people use terms like future keys and like for books that aren't even released yet. And it's just, this is a cool way to do it because, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean key. It just means iconic or not. So,
Right.
Yeah. And then some things I'm going to do in the background is I have a spreadsheet kind of pulled up that kind of list out like maybe different things of why we thought it was iconic. I'm going to try to keep a poll of everyone on the panel. Let me count what the total is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people. And then that way I can we can tally it up all at the end. And then I don't know. Maybe I'll put a graphic on Instagram or something like that. Or add it to the comments. I don't know. I haven't decided. Depends on how lazy I want to get before Baltimore. But let's jump through this portal and see what comes out the other side. So, iconic or not iconic, right? All right. Well, let's go ahead and pull up our first book. So we have Bloodstrike Brutalist, number 23. And then shout out to Phil, who also helped me throw up some books that what you think could be iconic or not iconic. So we have some Rob Liefeld art, you know, pouches on pouches for days. And there's even pouches on the gun. So let's see what the panel thinks. Is it iconic or not iconic? Okay. I gotta know, Sean. Why do you think it's iconic?
oh man, honestly, just a personal story from old Pressable Defects podcast when this was announced, and I didn't see it announced or whatever. Somebody showed me on the show, and I almost fell out of my chair laughing. I said I was like, I think that they trolled me and made this specific cover just for me to make fun of Rob's pouches. So I'm going with it was an iconic moment of hilarity in my own personal life. You know what I mean? So I thought it was funny as shit. So screw it. I'm going iconic.
I remember that podcast. That was hilarious. I thought it was a troll too. It had me believing it. You know, just for that, it's an iconic moment. I should write moment right here.
Yeah, iconic moment.
Moronic.
I don't
Was
know
this
what
the
to
cover
say,
A
man.
or was
Like,
it a variant?
It was a variant.
Is it?
Oh, that was-
Okay.
I don't remember. I bought it though. I just had to.
Pouch.
Yo, it still goes
Pouches
for
on
$15.
His
What does
pouches
he
had
do?
pouches.
What does he do? What's his character? I mean,
the ability to pouch somebody.
I
He
don't know.
shoots snaps at people.
The ability to get a cheap Rob Liefeld autograph where he won't upcharge you.
cool character.
Yeah, an SS of that thing. And you got to get him to do it all the way across the book.
Yeah. Or even like drawing the bubble, or I don't even know what to do. Like besides the signature, maybe his like artist signature that he also has down there. Like maybe he can sign like over it to make it like larger.
That's hilarious.
He hunts kangaroos.
Well,
wants his
I
pouches.
do admire Rob's ability to make fun of himself. Liefeld's ability to make fun of himself. So
Yeah, that's true.
He uses pouches to hide waistlines, hard thighs. he shoots rivets at people to give them more buttons.
All right. Does anyone on the panel want to say why they thought it was not iconic? Other than the, I guess, obvious. Or
it,
should we
it
just-
just
yeah, obvious
doesn't meet the
reasons.
standards of iconic. It just
Okay.
you know, I think we'll develop those standards as we go along.
It's tongue in cheek.
Yeah. All right. So let's stay within the Liefeld realm. Or no, actually, this isn't Liefeld, but let's stay within
So
Deadpool.
look, David Mack, right? Is that David Mack?
Yeah, it looks like
Mm.
it. Or, the
Or
bottom,
Mark Brooks.
JTC.
Yeah.
Mark Brooks?
Yeah, it looks more like
It's
Brooks.
either one or the
No,
other.
John Tyler. It's John
JTC.
Tyler,
It's
right?
Yeah,
okay,
JTC.
John
JTC.
Tyler.
Oh,
Yeah, I can see a signature in the box. It's JTC. So we have Elsa
Is that
Bloodstone
the
with Jeff the Land Shark on Deadpool 1, doing the Coppertone homage. I believe this was the last ongoing Deadpool series, because I'm not going to count his mini series after that, like the end and the current one, Blood, White, and Blood, or is it? I don't remember what it's called. Black,
bro?
White,
I
and Blood.
wouldn't even put that in a bag and board, bro.
Yo, iconic.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it's iconic.
It's iconic.
Yeah, because you love
Wow,
Deadpool,
really?
bro.
That's
I
true.
love- I love Deadpool.
But I
too,
mean,
but there's so many other Deadpool covers to choose from. But this one was cool.
but how many Elsa Bloodstone covers are there?
No, not that many.
I think Long Short is the surface them all.
Yeah, this was a cover that Ben Stein turned me on to like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, this is a future spec cover spec.
Yeah.
With Jazz the Jeff what was it?
Jazzy Jeff the Land Shark?
Jeff the Land Shark, my bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the shark dog. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like his paws.
Not iconic for no butt crack.
This is that iconic Elsa Bloodstone cover for sure.
Yeah, and I want to say this was like the C cover for this series. Like, I don't know, there was a bunch of covers for this first issue, so I don't remember exactly which cover, but it wasn't open to order. But I feel like it was overlooked.
Yeah.
Compared to some of the other ones, because I want to say Finch had one cover, and then I don't remember who had the other.
Yo, this one sold for $75 recently.
No
Did
way.
it?
No shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
I gotta see how many copies I have.
Man, I passed this up in a bin this month.
Bro, I wouldn't pay $1 for that book, bro. I'm sorry, man.
But even if it sold for $75,
Yeah, I would sell it, but it's a cool. I mean, I didn't even know that was Elsa in there. To be honest,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at it, trying to fucking like it. I hate it now. You know,
I just like the shark dog.
The book is making me mad, dude. Like,
well, I'm just happy that it's not a negative cover.
oh,
No.
thank God.
Could pick
You
it
know,
on.
right?
So there's a good point there. An homage cover by definition is not iconic, right? Could that be true? I think.
That
I
is
mean,
a great
it would
point.
be
Making up
iconic.
rules as we go, or
Well, that's what we're trying to. I have a whiteboard here, and I can write down if we want to keep track.
Yeah,
and Aaron's
let's
doing the
see.
same thing.
yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
figure this out. Damn it.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe,
All right.
Aaron,
Okay,
maybe
so-
that's something we want to add to the spreadsheet.
Okay,
the-
Aaron, are you doing a poll?
I forgot to do a poll on this one, but
Yeah, do
I
a-
mean,
Okay.
do you want me to do a poll on this one, or should we move
No,
on?
'cause-
It's
let's move
I don't
on.
think-
The
yeah.
Rob Liefeld was a warm up.
yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
as we keep on going, I feel like it might get a bit tougher, but we'll see.
Oh, that's an easy
I-
one. Isn't
so-
it? I don't know. Maybe not.
So New Mutants 98, is it iconic or not iconic? I mean, you have first appearance of Deadpool, and then you also have Gideon.
Wow.
And
Steve.
fake Domino the Imposter.
Yeah. So what's her name? I always forget her name. Vanessa, copycat as Domino, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, she doesn't get a credit until like what, X-Force 11, something weird like that.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how all that works, because like you definitely see Domino throughout that, like from New Mutants 98 till X-Force 11.
Yeah, it made X-Force 11 go up, but I think it was 11, right? Wasn't it 7? I don't know, 7, 11. Get
Yeah.
confused.
Yeah.
But yeah, it made it go up. But I mean, Domino's not going to move the needle on this book, just like Gideon did. Even though he's bigger and taller. But Andy's behind him, so he must be like 2 feet taller.
Isn't he in the centerfold too of the book, if I remember correctly?
Yeah,
Yeah, like this, right?
yeah.
Yeah, where it's like the full page on both sides.
Still
Yeah.
don't feel- so.
Bro, I remember.
I don't know.
the
I'm just
first
gonna
time
go
I saw this
against the
book,
grain.
man. I remember the first time I saw this book, and I was fucking blown away, dude. Like,
Really?
Me too.
yeah. I mean, I still remember it. And
I
it's
bought it
just
off the
one of those.
newsstand.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like he just looks cool. I mean, the first time I saw it looked like, a lot of people say that he stole the Deathstroke and all that. It looked like a red Snake Eyes to me, man. I just thought
Oh,
it was cool
yeah.
as shit.
I
thought
don't
it
know.
was-
New Mutants 87 looks more iconic to me. I don't think this is iconic because I mean it's kind of a mess. I mean, I think part of it is just the color palette. It's just it's like a mishmash. I don't know. I mean, I'm just not a 90s, comics guy, so I was out of the hobby in the 90s, so I don't know.
I mean, this is my stance on iconic. When you think iconic and I say the word Deadpool, you automatically New Mutants 98, first appearance. If you think Captain America #1, you think of Cable, 87. That's the first book that pops in your mind. To me, that's the first reference point in your mind that kind of makes it iconic.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So, I mean, either that or you think of an amazing cover, like you think Spider-Gwen. We all think about Robbie Rodriguez at first, but then you just think like Adam Hughes. So it's like whatever your mind goes to.
Right. So when we talk about iconic books, we've also got to think, is it iconic overall or is it iconic for the character, right? And
Or
clearly,
is it an iconic cover, or iconic first appearance? I mean, there's so many things you can say. It. Why is it iconic?
right.
Does this book spawned a legacy with this character? You've got a huge legacy with this character. You got film. You got so much with it. I mean, it's like Sean says, it's your Spider-Man for that generation. I mean,
it's like this. Would you slap it on a T-shirt? You're not gonna slap this on a T-shirt.
No,
You're gonna think of another Deadpool.
Yeah.
Right. So
Well,
I mean,
I mean,
there are tons of variables that I feel like that can change your mind of why a book is iconic or not iconic, right? I mean, we've hit on the several points that we kind of were discussing beforehand that it was, what was it? Is it a first appearance? Is it just a cover by? Those are kind of points that we put, I guess, like on the thinking board, like of, I guess, what will make our decision, using that word more carefully from moving forward, I guess.
And so if you take yourself back to this time, this book was drawn by a 20-year-old prodigy that was catapulted into
absolutely, Jeff.
stratosphere. He was on David Letterman. He was on CNN, and I mean he was doing Levi's jeans commercials with Spike Lee. I mean, so like this book propelled Rob Liefeld to a level where like you haven't seen an artist since then at that age come around and draw that type of attention. So that's a 20-year-old a drawing by a 20-year-old kid that didn't know any better and was allowed just to have all this freedom just to get crazy. Give me something crazy, and he gave it to you.
Yeah, I mean, can I say something? I mean, I think this book really checks all boxes. Just to piggyback off of what Joe said, it's an iconic artist, right? Iconic character. I mean, this thing just came out of the woodworks when the movie came out. Deadpool wasn't a thing until within 10 years. I think when it comes to iconic, iconic is something that we're all familiar with, and I think the community, everyone in the community should know this book right off the bat, and I think people outside the community are familiar with it too. But Deadpool is like kind of like the new cool Spider-Man. I thought he was Spider-Man when I bought it off the shelf. Nothing. I mean, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get this. You know, my mom gave me $1, and then I went to Walden Bookstore. I still remember the day. I came back with this book. I opened it up. I go, this is not Spider-Man, but I kept it, and I fell in love with the character. I thought it was pretty cool, but nothing happened after that, and I was like, what's going on? And then whatever, 20 years later, this book is at like whatever, I don't know, some crazy amount. But for me, I think this is really iconic. Everybody talks about it. It's always moving on the market. I think, you know, it was you can find them everywhere at one point. Now you got to pay, you know, large amounts of money just to hold a decent copy.
I always wait until after the movie comes out and then buy copies because they drop down in price. Like, for real. Like, I think I bought 9.6 after Deadpool 2, like maybe a month after, for like a newsstand for $3.30 or something like that at a 9.6.
You know, I was going to say it always trips me out when somebody says, oh yeah, they made a lot of these books. They made like 20,000, 50,000 of these books, 100,000. And I'm thinking to myself, well, like there's got to be over 100,000 people that collect comic books. So that would mean that they only have one copy. You know what I mean? So like, I think we get so caught up in a number and don't really realize how big the world is, you know? So like,
yeah, there's billions of people in the world.
Yeah. You know? So like, that's not, I mean, oh, they printed 50,000 of this book. Like, dude, like that's not a lot, bro.
All right, we'll go ahead and move on to our next set of books because we have several to cover. And I guess whatever we don't finish today, we'll continue the discussion next week. All right. So we have Secret Wars number 12. Or I should say Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars number 12.
Bro. Bro. Come on, man.
I'm not gonna.
I can go ahead and vote.
Bro. I'm gonna have to school you.
I want to hear what Joe has to say. Go, Joe.
I'm gonna have to school y'all, man.
Oh man.
All right, school us.
Bro, this takes me back to my childhood, man. I mean, dude, Secret Wars. I mean, that cover is fucking iconic, dude. Look at Doom, bro.
For you,
are you
Joe.
serious? That art is amazing, bro. And that's a tough book to get in a high grade too, man, because it's a little fatter than the other books. Man, just a beautiful, beautiful cover, man. Yeah, number 10 is better than 12, Chad. God damn it. Okay.
I was gonna say I have to agree with Chad. Sorry.
Man, it's early for Chad to be picking on us, man. Just got started. It's always been one of my favorite books. I mean, I love the whole Secret Wars run, and you know, of course, number 8 is probably the Beast, and then number 1. But like all the books are fun. The art, I mean, it just I think Secret Wars was a trendsetter, you know, as far as how to push the envelope and what you can do with a story. I mean, and look, we're already building up towards, you know, the MCU building up towards, I guess that would be what we're looking for is Secret Wars. Even the Russo brothers say, I'm not coming back unless it's Secret Wars. Because, I mean, that was a thing. And I remember when this book came out, it blew me away, man. I mean, it was the final book in the arc, and it just, I don't know. I mean, it has a lot of meaning for me, kind of, but I guess nobody likes it, so you can go kiss my ass.
Hey, Rob, did he change your mind?
he changed my mind on the fact that it's an iconic moment for him, which is a personal feeling or attachment to it, which I'm not taking away. But as far as opinion goes, if you ask me about this book, I'm like, it's an amazing story. Not knocking it, just it's not. It doesn't scream iconic to me.
So,
If
like,
I,
no, I was
Right.
saying, like, as a comic book reader back in the day, you didn't have social media to leak covers and shit like that, and you waited for the box to be open and to be put on the rack, and everybody, there was a line of people waiting for number 12 to see what happened at the end of this run, man, and it was just like as soon as that box, I remember everybody like gasped, and we're like, oh shit, I mean, that was a thing. Comics won't be like that ever again, but I remember because that was the final issue.
yeah,
But oh well,
And
kids, man, kids.
I asked the audience, and I asked iconic Marvel superheroes number 12, and then 70, I think it was like 70 something percent said no. 80% said
whatever.
no. Yeah.
What a shame. What a shame.
It's all right, Joe. You can stack them while we'll all be begging you for copies, like,
How much
You
is
can
this
press
book
all
in a,
ours.
how much is this book in a 98, bro?
I don't know. I purposely didn't look up prices for this, so
Okay.
not to influence people because of money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody send their
Hey.
books to Joe.
Hey, bro, wait till Doom is cast, bro. Wait till Doom is cast. This will be a book. I promise you.
All right, but it's funny that you mentioned Secret Wars number 8. So why don't we discuss the Secret Wars number 8? Classic Mike Zeck cover, origin of the symbiote.
I
Or
swear to God,
symbiote.
someone puts not iconic, I'm gonna just like turn off my computer. Oh damn it, Rob! You better not.
Ooh, look at
Oh,
Steve going all fancy.
Oh,
classic.
Wow, Steve.
Classic.
Yeah,
Dude,
well, I mean,
Oh.
to me, this doesn't quite reach iconic. It's just merely classic, right? Because I know when we had the commenter that there is a secret list of 30 comics that are iconic, so we have to be really picky, right? And we've already said there's like 3, maybe even more in this miniseries that are iconic. But really, let's think about if you have to pick just one, would this be the one? And so that's why I say it's just merely classic. It doesn't reach quite the level of iconic, even though admittedly they're both synonyms for each other.
It's a great point. Great point.
We need a
Steve.
classic sign now.
Yeah, classic.
Um,
What do you think is better, classic or iconic? If you were to compare the two.
Well, let's see. I would say that since iconic is what people use when they don't have any other synonym to describe it, I'd say iconic ranks higher, than classic. Everyone knows what iconic means, but classic, people are like, oh, is that different than iconic? And I'm just spouting babble, but that's what I like to do.
Well, I'll tell you, like I've got like 13 of these books, and every time I see it at a shop, it almost feels like I'm looking at it for the first time, and I gotta have it.
Really?
Does that make sense? I mean, like that book is fucking iconic, dude. Like that's a symbol. Like Spider-Man in a black suit. Like that was just that was electrifying. Like,
True.
dude,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
we talk about when they put Miles in a brand new suit, and I don't know what kind of garbage they put him in, but if they would have put Miles in a black suit,
Oh
man,
man.
let me tell you, if they would have put Miles in a black suit for his new uniform, that book would be going for about $20-$30 right now, right? I'm telling you, it's just something about that black suit that just shook up the comic book industry. I mean, it shook it up. Like it was something like, what the hell? You took a character like that, and you just you changed everything by doing that. I mean, it's unreal.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had to really put context on it, this is also a controversial one because everybody thinks, 252 is this black suit iconic book as well. So I mean, it's a talking point of conversation saying which one is actually the first. But I mean, this is like split between
Marvel
two
Team Up
targets.
141.
You know how much I love that book. Let me show you. Let me.
Oh
look,
no,
look.
here it
Oh,
comes.
Lord, here we go.
He's bringing out 10 copies of it.
Bro,
Okay.
look at this. Look at
Okay.
this.
Hold on. Let me get you to the big screen.
There you go, Joe.
I'm not used to Joe holding
Bro.
action figures. I don't know how I feel
Dude.
about it.
It's a big one.
Bro,
it's a big
this
action.
ain't an action figure.
It's huge.
Bro,
This
this is a statue, bro. This ain't an action figure. It's a statue,
Where'd you get
bro.
that?
That's his homie. He sleeps
Oh, I
with it.
got it. Hey, bro. This... Mama!
Mama.
It's this night watch guard.
Bro, this like I
Sounds
can't.
cool.
I want a graded. The smaller one, the 3 3/4. I want a graded one, man, just to have it. But like, this is, bro, iconic, bro.
Where did you get that, Joe?
Oh, these came out. Gentle Giants made these probably about 5 years ago. Like, I saw it and I saw like I gotta have it. It was this or Luke Bespin, and I love the Luke Bespin. But bro, you put Spidey, man. I'm a Spidey guy.
What did the mailman say when he delivered that one?
Hey, nice package.
All right. Let's see.
Love my mailman.
And then the poll looks like it's 89% or 90% for iconic on this. I guess I need to throw in that third option of just like classic now on the poll. And then, we mentioned issue number 1.
Oh, it's. Oh man, now my head is spinning.
See, I knew you guys were going to do this.
Iconic.
I knew it.
Bro,
Iconic
Bro.
classic.
I knew it.
bro,
Did I just-
one of the most beautiful comic books ever made, man.
I just sold
One
a
of the most
9
beautiful.
for $400.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Bro,
Rob
one of
has
the most.
not iconic.
Whoa.
You got to
Bro,
change
I
his
gotta
You
hear
mind.
wanna
this.
talk
I gotta
about
hear this. This is
Okay, you want to talk about a perfect comic book?
Yeah,
This cover is perfect.
it
If
is.
Yeah.
like talking about great covers of the past, this comic, like, you can't do it any different. Maybe a little bit better if on the back it had even more characters, right? So I know I got a few lying around here. I still got
Yeah, right.
still in the bag, bro.
Oh
Still
my
in the bag.
god.
But yeah,
You got everything lying around, Joe.
I-
Like you
well,
just
'cause,
grab it everywhere. Like
I love Secret Wars, man. I love that whole storyline. I love the art. It's just like,
Ooh. So I'm going to give the audience 4 choices for Secret Wars number 1. I like what Tony ranked it at. Legendary, iconic, classic, and then he wrote amazing, but since I can only do 4 options, I'm going to put not iconic.
bro, this
Yep,
is
I like what
legendary.
Dave's collection says. Put that up against 8. Oops.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
yeah, and it'll get picked every time. Yeah, I agree. I mean, just the dynamicism, and even though whether an issue is a number 1 or a number 8 shouldn't really matter, whether it's to determine whether it's iconic. Still, I have to say it being a number 1 does help.
I'll
So
take an 8.
if you
Okay, man, freaking every person I know that barely collects comics or collected comics as kids wanted a number 8 their whole life, and lefties didn't give a shit about this book.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a bad cover, but I'll take 8 as an icon all day, 7 days a week.
But this is
Yeah.
T-shirt worthy. You see this on
Yeah.
T-shirt.
It is.
bro,
I think this
like
is the most.
when you saw the end of Endgame, this is what you saw, bro. Right. I'm just look at Spidey jumping down on the top. This is what you saw. This is how you felt. Like,
No Wolverine.
well, Yeah, I mean, but the amount of Marvel characters ready to kick some ass, that's
Yeah.
kind of how you felt.
It's a classic. You know,
Yeah,
my
but if you put this against the black costume Spidey, they're like, there is none. There's no. Yeah, that black costume Spidey's Mike Tyson, bro. Knock the shit out of this one. You know.
Absolutely.
All
I
right.
think classic. I still say classic, but I get your point, Joe. I'm not against it. I just get your point.
No, I'm not fighting for it. Just like I told Sean, it was going to be $1,000 book though in the 9.8. $1,000, bro. Newscast.
Dude, I just sold a 9.6 for 400. I'm tempted to buy one of those $500 9.8s for sale. 'Cause I don't know why
Yeah,
somebody.
I would.
I'm like, might as well just reinvest it, right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad for a 9.8 then.
Dude, I'll buy one for $500. I see one in Baltimore for 500. I'm picking it up.
I can link you. I know where a couple are. They're about 550.
Really? Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Let me go ahead and end the poll. Sorry, it's going by pretty fast. For voting. So we have 50% chose it as classic, 29% says it's iconic, 18% said legendary, and then 2% said not iconic. Out of 44 votes. So we have 100 live viewers. I want to thank everyone for joining us. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe so you don't miss all the great content that happens on Tales from the Flipside. And yeah, instead of doing our normal game of Deal or Flipside, we're playing iconic or not iconic. And then let's go ahead and go on to the next book, which was a Phil book. So we have pit number 1.
Yeah. This is Image Hulk, dude.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it.
Image Hulk.
And the only reason why I'm gonna say it's iconic is because this screams the 90s. You have Image, and you have this pit cover. I mean, I'm not saying it's the greatest cover ever, but every time you see it, does it not just remind you of Image 90s?
Well, every time I see it, I can buy it for half the cover price still.
That's true too.
No, dude, I can't. I'm not actually hating on this cover, but I'm not going with iconic. It's one of the Image ones that you remember, but that doesn't make it.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it iconic. I think I
it's
remember
classic.
every Image first there because I was so happy. I don't even think it's classic, dude. I think it's
You
just.
know?
I still remember it from all the Image stuff dropping, and it made me so happy to have these creators doing this stuff. And yeah, it was cool. It was cool. I mean, I bought it off the stand, brand new. But yeah, I'm going with nah. Don't get me wrong. I want a 9.8 just to have one, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Even though there's a million copies,
I don't give enough shit to try to do it.
Yeah, even though there's probably a million copies out there, I mean, I'd be surprised if there's even 100 on the census.
Like,
No,
how do we even know if that number is true? Like, when somebody says there's a million copies,
Yeah.
like, how do we even know that's true? Right?
Where do they all go? Like I bet you all these people in the 90s threw away their books. They got lost. They got mangled. I mean, you don't know what happened to all those books.
Dude, but a lot.
I love Doc Joe's comment.
Right, I got bagged and boarded right away. Like for people trying to fix the Image
I know.
stuff.
I still have like 2 mint copies of these.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sure I have a pile somewhere.
yeah. This is garage sale fodder.
Yeah.
So let me ask this question, like before we move on to the next book. If we're throwing a word around iconic, and I'm gonna say a hero, I'm gonna say a superhero, right? And I want everybody to tell me the first book that came to their mind. You ready?
Secret Wars
okay.
number 8.
No. You might as well say helicopter at that point. All right. Supergirl.
Right. Watch 23.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're not thinking
Adam
Action
Hughes, bro.
52. Am I wrong?
New.
Adam Hughes, bro.
If I sit here and say, if I say Iron Man,
Oh God.
see?
Demon in a box.
Yeah,
If I say
Demon in a
Captain
Bottle.
America, if I say Captain America, I'm a Captain America fan. I could tell you my favorite, but at the
Avengers
same
4.
time, it's like, everybody knows this. Like, this is the Mark Brooks 1 in 100.
Right.
But but for me, Liber Mayhew did the best one I've ever seen. It was on Marvel 16.1 with the bullets ricocheting off the shield. Thing is gorgeous. For me, when I think Captain America, I think of that cover. Days Collection, yes.
I like that.
Okay, I feel you on that. All right. I feel
All
you.
right. Let's go ahead and move on. Oh, I'll write it down too.
Oh.
All right. Star Wars #1.
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah,
Only because Vader's green.
yeah. Well, and then one thing that shocked me for the longest time was this book was so undervalued for such a long time.
I'm just gonna say classic.
Okay, I can respect that.
Yeah, I think was it Sean that said the green helmet, and I mean when you think about the artistry that went into the movie posters, and then you look at this cartoonish rendering of the characters, it's just I don't know, it just falls short.
So, like when Chaykin did this, right? They gave him very little information, right?
Yeah,
because they didn't
That's
want to ruin it for the movie-going experience, right? So no spoilers, right?
right.
In the 70s, although there was a novelization, I mean they gave you very little, but Luke with the red lightsaber, bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
Now, if you
He's
throw the
evil,
35
bro.
cents on there, it would be classic.
It
Ooh.
does. It does look like a Mort Drucker drew Luke. I don't know if you have any Mad Magazine fans or just.
Oh yeah.
It almost looks like Kubert also.
Kubert?
The father. Joe Kubert.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know. This ran for 107 issues. It was a means to whatever to one of the biggest, probably the biggest movie franchise I guess ever. And I just people want this book. People have posters of this book. People buy this book. People pay a lot of money for this book you can get it whenever you want. It's maintained value, although it fluctuated a lot. So I definitely, and I think of Star Wars a comic. I think of this. I'm not as I know that the new guys, the young people have are this guy. You know what I mean? So I know Tano is for a lot of the young people that grew up on the different Star Wars. Or hold it back up. For the young people, Clone Wars and the cartoons that they grew up with are different than what some of us grew up with. Because I'm definitely the young person. Older person, older crowd for Star Wars. Not necessarily older crowd for Star Wars, but almost right in the middle where I was too old for the animated stuff. But definitely the right age for the toys. A little, too young to have seen Star Wars 1 in the theater, but have caught the Empire and Jedi I did see in the theater. And Star Wars in the theater, but that was that's when they brought it back out when I was like in high school, so it doesn't really count. But yeah, so I don't know. That caught up to me.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm in that, because I'm 35, so I'm in that weird like age period where, I was probably like too old to be watching Clone Wars, but I watched it anyways. But then like I was too young to remember Star Wars being released in theaters. So the remakes and all that, or remastered versions, were being released in theaters, and I kind of remember that being when I was like in middle school, high school, that time period. So it's kind of like the original trilogy is always going to be my favorite no matter what. but then the I remember going to the theaters for the prequels, but the cartoon was a lot better, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
I don't know what happens at the end of this book. Do you know?
The go to issue 2.
Yeah, go see.
You get to meet Obi-Wan on the issue 2, right?
Man,
Is that it? Okay.
what do 9/8 go for right now, man? They go for $1,000. What do they go for, man?
I
15?
think like
They were-
9/6s go for $1,000.
Yeah, they were at 3,000. I can check real quick.
Well, there was like a couple outliers, right? That were 9/8s were hitting.
I'll tell you what. You
Five
know
figures?
what's undervalued? You know what's undervalued? A high grade treasury edition of Star Wars, right? Those treasury edition, like it, it matches up with this, in my opinion. Like if that was gradable, man, that'd be some heavy plastic, dude. Like,
Yeah, really.
but I'm saying like a big comic of Star Wars, man, so undervalued, man. Those treasury editions.
9/8s were 2,000 in January. They're 6,400 now.
Woo!
And high sales
No
at
way.
8,300 this year.
That's why you got to get the mini version of the yeah.
Yeah.
See, Joe's not the only one who has stuff lying around, right?
Oh, come on, man.
Ooh, I remember you showing that off on the Tales from the Dark Side.
Yeah, yep. What's Rob got?
Yeah, 9/6 is like
treasury size.
Treasury size.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
nice, dude. Hell yeah, that's badass.
This thing is huge.
I love that artwork on those covers. The artwork on the covers of 7 to Eternity remind me of Star Wars. Just the aesthetic of who did the God, I can't remember.
Opinion.
The art. Oh,
Jerome
yeah,
Opinion.
Opinion's a beast, man.
Oh yeah.
All right, so let's move on to the next book. So we have Star Wars Starfighter number 3.
real quick, going to be about the last 35 cent I can find was a 9.4 that sold for 41,000.
Oh wow!
So yeah, that's mostly why I'm out. I think it's our fan, dude.
Wow.
Oh, 35.
All right, so this guy.
All right, yeah. So
Right.
first appearance of Dr. Aphra and the Killbots.
It's too early.
It can get there, but
Maybe
it's
in
not
the
there yet.
future.
So I'm being a dead fish flopping
Yeah.
around. Here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of. I love
mean,
Adi Gronoff
I
all
like
day
that.
long, man. I mean,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was.
I need Steve's size, man. You making new ones, man?
Yeah.
I need those.
I came
Wait,
prepared.
Dang, yeah.
Yeah,
So I-
that's good.
So I'd say this is a gem, and one of our audience, I think, put it quite succinctly. It's too early on the 3, and I know, like in my mind, I'm going. It doesn't matter, but that is exactly what I was thinking. It's too early. For some reason, if she goes to like live action, then this might actually jump from being a gem to something iconic. But for some reason, to me, it's like one of those books you find, like if you found it in the dollar bin, you'd go like, this is a gem,
Right.
But I'm not sure,
typically when you have those feelings, right? And you say,
Yeah.
man, this has got to be something because this looks freaking expensive,
yeah,
right? Books have that look about them where you go, you know what? Let me double check on eBay and see. Yeah, sure enough, it's
Yeah.
worth something. So
Yeah.
like when books are drawn like that, it's for a reason. It's a key character, something key in the story. They get a because I mean, it's just, I think icon not yet, but banger, yes, it's a freaking banger.
This Granoff cover is so much better than the LaRocca
Yeah.
variant. I know why one's worth more. It's just scarcity.
right.
But I mean, it's just the 1 in 25, so it's going to stay worth more. And it's not for how many times this book was printed. The fact that this had a new character on the cover, like I think the variant's pretty. I haven't seen a lot of them. I mean, they're out there. I assume there's generally always going to be one on eBay or something like that. But I mean, there's a lot of these. I swear, every other pressing package I have has to have one of the prints of this in it from somebody. Seriously, and mine, and you know what? The copies I have, I don't think mine are gradable. They're probably at like the 9 level. I haven't pressed them, but they've got the scuffs on the back. The color rub's really bad on the back of this book on the black. So like make sure you have this in like a tighter bag and board. Don't be flipping through boxes and let it slide around because the back of this book will flake off on you really easily. As soon as somebody sends me one, because the older this book gets, the less copies you are gonna have the back of them intact. And so I just go like, all right, let's see if they just found this in a bin, because I'll look at the back and I'll know. And then the other day I found like this super one of the claims packs. I'm like, yes, it's like somebody else is getting a 9.8. This is awesome. Yeah. So great book, great cover. Definitely has a chance to be iconic. And I think the reason more people probably would say it's iconic, is because everybody could get one, so they're all happy about it. These are you can find these, man. These will be at every con. There's one on eBay at any given moment. There's a lot of prints of it, But also, I've always thought Grant Hopp was one of the most underrated artists.
Oh hell yeah,
yeah,
dude.
yeah,
yeah. And he's a pleasure to meet. If you ever get a chance to meet him, like say what's up.
Yeah.
Man, Aaron's met everybody, dude. Like, oh yeah, he's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. It's like, damn, dude.
Well, I mean, like for several years there, I was just trying to go to as many cons as I could, like outside of Texas, just to see like what con do I like the most, so I can repeatedly keep on going back to that one. And it's cool. And it's probably going to end up being Baltimore, so I can hang out with everyone.
Yeah, dude.
Do that. I've been my one East Coast trip every year, and only skipped last year because everybody skipped last year. So.
Yeah. Alrighty. So we have Star Wars Jedi, the Jedi Mace Windu one shot.
Oh,
man,
I don't care if it's $800 9.8, dude. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, so the idea was also like not to have price to influence you on this. I mean, I know that we generally keep. Yeah, I know we generally keep track of like most books and their prices and stuff like that. But I mean, I figured it'd be something like slightly different for us to like kind of like take a step back for a second and like try to appreciate art, and then interiors, whatever. Like, is there something that important that happens in the guts? Like, is that good enough to overshadow like a bad cover or whatever to make it quote unquote iconic or legendary?
Samuel L. Jackson, he's just a bad mother, man. Like,
yeah, he's iconic.
Yeah, he's iconic to begin with, bro. And it's just a badass book, man.
I mean, let's be honest. The only reason you pick it up because you're like, oh wait, this is the first appearance of Asajj Ventress.
True.
You're not gonna pick it up for
I
no
think
other
there's
reason.
better Mace Windu covers out there.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
You got some with him with the purple saber. I mean, I would go for that one more than this.
Or you could have Samuel L. Jackson sign it in purple. That would look badass.
Right? True.
I mean, dude, I like Samuel L. as much as the next guy. I give a shit about this book.
Well, like as a Star Wars fan, yeah, I mean, we're kind of crazy. Like, we'll think every book is iconic. You start putting every Star Wars book up here. Like if Phil was here, he'd be like, "Oh hell yeah!"
All right.
Okay, so we're approaching the hour. Do we want to keep on going with books, or do we want to pause here? Let me see how far down we are on the list.
What's the next book?
Yeah, we can't end on this one, dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Come on, pick a winner, bro.
Let's finish with we have a Star Wars section. So I have 3 more Star Wars books.
Nah, let's can we skip a Star Wars book? Because like.
Okay. let me change the screen so you can't see those books, and we'll bring them back for next week. And then I will fast forward to something that's not Star Wars.
This is a Samson's wall is iconic. Never mind.
Most recognized wants us to stop. All right. I'll do 2 more books.
Yeah, but I think he's saying it in the most loving way possible.
All right. X-Men Annual 14.
Ooh.
All right. So
And next.
all tend to agree. All right.
Next.
Yeah, next.
Venom 25.
Next.
Maybe we should just leave it here.
All right. How about this one?
Next.
Symbiote Spider-Man.
It's one of his like 4 variants. There's that.
This is like speed iconic or not iconic.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Ultimate
losing
Fallout
everything.
4. We'll end it on this one.
I like the second print better, but I'm going with it. And the Drajevic, of course, even if I don't know how to say his name right.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll even agree that this is iconic.
All right. Let's hear it, Rob. Why is it not iconic?
Yeah.
It goes with my criteria. Iconic is you think of the perfect art for Miles Morales. You don't see his face. You see all the other characters. For me, it would be the Fiona Staples one, when he's on the between the cabs. That's what my mind would follow with Miles Morales, or even the what's the one that's a ghost? The one was it 1 in 35? The sketch variant.
Spider-Man.
Pacelli.
Pacelli.
That's where my mind goes.
So there's like iconic covers, and then there's iconic books, right? So that's kind of where that gray area, Like, to me, I always look at a book, like if I say it's an iconic book, I say that because what does it spawn, right? What does it create? Like, this book started a revolution for the young Marvel kids coming out, in my opinion. This is what started it all. This is what started the Kamala Khan. This is what started the Spider-Gwen. This is what started Sam Alexander. This was a spawn of a revolution that the America Chavez, right? This is what did it. Now, but when you're talking iconic books, iconic covers, man, there's a lot of great ones for Miles, but iconic book, what did it spawn? Like, this started a revolution, man. Like, and we're seeing the like people profit from these especially this book. This is
That would be
liquid.
legendary.
You
man.
sell this book all day long, man. You get it at 9.8, you're making some money, man.
Dude, Rob's just mad because he's stomping on Captain America on the cover.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
All right. All right. We're still a bit early from the hour, so let me fast forward to some different books. I want to go DC. But which DC book do I pick?
Red Hood, baby.
I'm gonna go with this book, and then we'll end on a classic book.
Oh yeah. Iconic.
Yeah.
Probably one of the greatest
The
writers
world,
of
the
all
world
time.
thinks so.
Yeah, I mean, what, Rob? There's how many known foreign editions right now?
75
80s.
outside of the 14 print.
But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going down that rabbit hole. I'm happy with my 14 printings for the US editions, but that was already a pain enough to so I made rules for myself when I was collecting that. I wasn't gonna buy online, and I was actually gonna hunt in person and find it. And then the goal was to, besides the first print, the goal was to pay, I think $40 or less for that collection. And then when I was getting towards like the last 2 or 3, then I started purchasing them online.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think this might be the first one. I mean, reading the comments, I think it's unanimous.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, I think the story in it too, like, has like, you know, the cover, the story, it hits all the check marks,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I'm not gonna say there's a first appearance in this or anything like that, which I don't think there is. But I mean, you know, this definitely puts Boland on the map. I mean, he's had better, you know, other covers before that, but you know, this is like, I don't want to say the peak of his career, but like, this is when he was in his prime.
He's had a lot of awesome shit since then.
Yeah.
Forever, but yeah, no, it's one of my favorite covers ever. I'm gonna go with iconic. I mean, they sell it as posters. They sell it as stores. People have tattoos. The story is everything else. The understated smile on the cover. Um, what he's wearing, the way Bowen did it, written by Alan Moore. Yeah, this is just, it's a spectacularly perfect piece of comic history. So yeah, this checks every box I have.
Yeah.
You know, like you don't typically get great artists and great writers together, right?
Right.
And I mean that's hard, right? Like, so if for people that like are just starting to collect or have only been in the game for probably 5-6 years, something like that, this is like if you took Donny Cates and Gabriel Delato and they did a one shot of of the Joker. I mean, because like that's kind of like what this was. Like, I remember, like, I worked in a comic shop when we put these out for sale. It went like wildfire. I mean, like, this was, and if you look at the words that he put on the book, it is a very short story. That's how great of a writer this guy is. He could, I mean, he wrote like maybe 10 paragraphs, right, for this book. It is very short. And that's
Yeah.
how great of a writer this guy is. Like,
This is the this is the part
unbelievable.
that kicks it for me, is that after seeing Josh's girlfriend put all the books together, smile is in every language, and that's the part that made this one like, wow. Just go and look at her post, like it, and just look at all the words. Smile is in Japanese, Cantonese, Georgian, Indonesian, Thai, all that. So it's amazing to see, just to see that many printings say something different every time.
Yeah, it might be the best use of a word balloon ever on a cover. I mean,
Yeah.
really.
Absolutely. You know, and like at that time, books weren't made like that. That spawned the, you know, of course, I think the Dark Knight came out before that with the prestige format, right? So,
Right. That's
but the
86.
embossing of Batman: The Killing Joke, the green, and I remember putting my hand over it, and it was like it kind of bubbled a little bit. You know, you kind of felt that, and you felt like, man, this is like a different kind of comic book. The shininess of the book. I mean, this is kind of different. I mean, and sure enough, it still holds. It's still relevant. I mean,
Yeah, just look at the amount of detail Boland put on that. I mean,
yeah,
look at the label pin. I mean, the wrinkles and the Joker's face, the wrinkles in the glove. I mean, it's just intricate. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
And my favorite part is that, you know, Boland used himself like holding a camera to do the like to get the position of the hands and everything, and then like he had one of those cameras like that, like taking a picture of himself in the mirror to get, you know, this cover the way it is.
Too cool.
So can I show this? They
Yeah.
even did this book. It's called Absolute Batman: The Killing Joke, right? And so this goes into total detail of Alan Moore and Gibbons. Gibbons. Let me see. Let me give you all a quick. See, there's the back.
Oh, that's
And
nice.
here's the front. And so this is like the definitive, like you see his rough draft of what, and what I say, this is basically the story right here, man. So like when a writer can just give you give you that much, and it goes on to uh, be something other. I mean, this is truly an iconic book, and you can even say iconic cover,
Would
iconic writing.
would the panel agree that this is like hit the legendary status?
Yeah, this has got to be
it's a legend.
legendary.
It's
Yeah,
legendary.
All right,
Classic too. All
Legendary,
of them.
iconic,
yeah.
legendary iconic.
remarkable. Yeah.
All right.
This book is a monster.
All right, and then we'll leave it off at this as the last book, and then I will rearrange slides and then add, I guess, try to find more iconic books again for next week, or
Yeah,
maybe bring back the Flipside.
Yeah, people in the chat, if you guys have any ideas for iconic books, throw them up there. So, if we see some that we'll put them up, right, Aaron? See what's up.
Yeah, so either hit me up on Instagram, my tag is right there, or leave a comment, and then I will try to check probably Sunday or Monday, depending on how much free time I have. Monday. We'll say Monday. I'll check on Monday. But yeah, so we have Detective Comics 69.
Fish guns.
Yeah, I thought about using the Fish Guns one, but I decided to throw this one because Fish Guns is Batman 11? Is that right?
Wow.
I'll do it.
It's Detective Comics, right?
Come on, Tone.
Yeah, this is Detective Comics 69.
The Fish Guns is like the 1977 or something. Not the 70. I mean the year.
Oh, I don't know, to be completely honest.
Never mind. There might be more than one Fish Guns.
Yeah, because there was a really early one I saw that was like Batman issue 11 where he has two fish. But I mean, are you talking about the one where it's like mainly like in the front?
Yeah, he's got the clock
Yeah.
tower behind him. It's tech. I forget. It's from the 1970s.
Oh, okay.
It's goofy, but I love it.
Yeah, I mean, who was it? For Detective Comic 1000, I think Bruce Timm did a homage to this cover.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, it has to mean something if someone, a established artist is going to draw or recreate their interpretation of this book onto a legendary number of 1,000, right?
For sure.
It's an iconic number 69. It's an iconic number.
Yeah.
Yeah, who doesn't want to end on the 69, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, yeah, I mean, honestly, that's kind of like it's literally the last book I had on the list, and yeah, I was like, why not end on the 69?
dude.
Yeah, exactly, right. Well, yeah, I mean, I had tons of fun doing this. It barely seems like it was an hour, but yeah, we hit the hour, and I still didn't go through all the books, but I can bring them back for next week.
Man, there's so many freaking books, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
Emily properly annoyed at least a couple people in the audience, which
Absolutely.
is,
and that's
the whole goal of the
absolutely.
thing is to just drive them crazy.
We're gonna piss off people, bro.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm gonna get hate mail on IG.
well, I really hope that people didn't make this a drinking game of how many times we said iconic, because like I'm sure they won't make it to Baltimore to hang out with us.
But if it wasn't for these fans, like first meetings after that show where somebody said first meetings weren't a thing and origins weren't a thing, like they're a thing now thanks to that. So somebody watched the show, you know what I mean? Like now, first meetups, like, and people are using the word iconic more and more now. So
Yeah. Our
somebody's
audience
somebody's watching us. So
Our audiences are our best critics, and but they also fuel our creative juices.
yeah.
Well, I mean, do you know how many times I like randomly go into a whatnot room and I hear the terms like banger or like and then one time I just went into a random room that I didn't know the person and sorry I forgot whose room I jumped in, but they were like oh, it's Yeezy, like I love Flipside, and then like went on this like huge thing for like 5-10 seconds. So I was just like kind of like I was like, whoa, this is like I'm just walking into a whatnot room to see what comics you have. Like I'm interested to see what you have to buy, not for attention.
Thanks for that, but I'm not going to bid on your shitty book.
Dude, it's a $15 book. Come on.
Yeah. Oh man,
I love comic books, man. Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah.
It's great.
So break your heart.
Yeah, so we'll definitely be back tomorrow for Prospect 10. Have a kind of normal kind of group of things, and I'm not sure what we have for our discussion. I'll have to ask Chris what's up with tomorrow. But yeah.
Hey, so who's this Brian Key Collector? Who's this dude, man? Like, cause like he keeps on putting books we put up. I hate to be an asshole, but like, bro, like,
let's go to backstage.
If you're listening out there, dude, like, come up with your own spec. And I don't care if I make somebody mad or whatever, but I'm tired of seeing books that we've talked about, right? Because we're all on YouTube, and you can go back to March, you can go back to April, you can go back to May. Like, bro, don't act like you're coming up with these books all on your own, bro, because we've already talked about them. Like, and I don't care if I'm getting anybody upset, but like, bro, come on. Come up with your own shit, dude.
But at the same time, I do want to say we are also not the creators of the book, so we didn't write any of it either.
I didn't write.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to get into that discussion, but like, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's all right. I mean, because
a little upset. So.
No, I understand that too,
Okay,
but I mean, it is what it is. Like,
so what do we want to call it then? We guessed right before you did.
No, it's called I spec'd on it first.
Well, yeah, I mean, so no, I think it's like the person that said Apple was going to be a viable stock, and somebody said no, and then 2 months later, that person said Apple's a good stock. Like, is that
Apple
the same
dipped
thing?
today?
Yeah, I mean, all we're trying to do is point people in the right direction so that they can make a good investment and good calculated choice. But like,
I agree.
If people say that shit and then 2 months later they're saying that's a good pick, that's what I have a problem with. So I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. All right. So make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
Later.